Hey, how are you? How are you? So it is a Sabbath today. Let's talk about this. All jobs that no longer exist in today's world. Mhm. And look at this. So let's begin. Milkman. Oh yeah, I heard this story. And my mom used to joke about, here in the UK, they have this joke where the kids were fathers are milkmen. That's I don't know if you know that. So wow, they delivered fresh milk every day. Here in our barrio, we have Carabao's milk, and you can buy them every day fresh because they don't last long. So you can guarantee that they are freshly squeezed off the Carabaos. Yeah, they become obsolete because you can now go to the grocery, right? Pin setting up. I used to play bowling during 90s, late 80s. It's a subject in physical education, and one of that would be bowling. And we have these pin setters, but now it's automated. I don't know about old school bowling if it still exists in the Philippines, but yeah, this one I haven't experienced this. So lectors were hard to read newspapers and stores allowed in factories. Oh yeah, and people turning the torch. Usually this is in Europe, right? I mean, yeah. When electricity came in here in the Philippines, there's already a light bulb. So yeah, ice cutters. When refrigerators aren't available yet. Rat catchers. We still have this. We call them uh, pest controls. Yeah, we have that. Oh, this one. Since we have the power of alarm clock, people usually shout or knock at your window. Imagine all this life so simple but yet so effective. We have survived through the ages with this type of living type of technology. And yet here we are in advanced stage where we all use electronic devices, and yet I think it's not that effective. I mean, imagine a person waking up until you wake up and say, "Hey, I'm up." Yeah. So, what other jobs would be obsolete nowadays? I read, I saw a TikToker said that, plumbers would be the in thing, those things. Actually, all of these jobs will disappear because you can learn through the web. Self maintaining the house. I do that. I do that. I maintain my plumbing. I do the plumbing, carpentry, and everything. And it's just easy. I buy my own tools. Unless I'm lazy, I just hire people because I have to, go to work. So I don't have time to do big stuff. But all the repairs, I'm saving $500 or 500 pesos in our currency for repairs. So what job would be obsolete? Teacher? No, I don't think teachers would be obsolete because computers do not have feelings, do not have emotion. They cannot gauge human feelings. I doubt it if AI could do that. No? It's like not really the thing. Mathematics, yeah, computers can do math. That's why we have your screen, computers. In the context of religion or Christianity, what are the things that will be out or can be removed and the church will still survive? But yet, it's not yet done, or you know, people don't do it. I think the worst thing I could think of is we don't need pastors. Why? If you look at the format in our church, they want you to work. They want you to pay through tithes, offerings, all of this. They want you to build the building, your church, through your money, and they want you to do Bible study. What does this mean? A church can be independent without a pastor, without someone who's being paid for their benefits and salary because the members can do it. When will that happen? Like all the tithes and offerings will go to the church so that the church will look beautiful, because all tithes offerings will go to the pastor's treasury. They call it the treasury, real talk. And then whatever is left for a member, they're gonna, the leftover money, they're gonna help build the church, repairs, electricity. So I think we can eliminate pastors. Oh, that's a fearful suggestion because I have a lot of friends who are pastors. And just let them be, eliminate their office and let them be ordinary church members leading the church, sharing the wealth. What do you think, my dear friends? We're not removing a pastor itself, but the system. Yeah, that's a good idea. The system. Remove that. They're going to be regular people, just like me. I studied college, I paid for it. For them, they can go to college. Since they love the ministry, they can study ministry, and they can be the pastor in the local church, and they can earn from that. What do you think? Hmm? I guess some churches do that. Like if people in local churches, some religion have like their own pastor, and their own pastor are earning from what the members give. That's good because you can monitor the pastor. The pastor is gonna be industrious. I guess those mega churches are that, and they become billionaires. Huh? What do you think? Just sharing a thought. So, nevertheless, that's the one that can be removed. Only the work of the pastor in terms of payroll or the system, and each local churches can just run by themselves, headed by prayer, of course, and everything. Anyway, the Bible only teaches, do not stop coming together. It did not say build a monetary system. Build, no. Those are worldly enactment. Because the Bible, if you go to the Bible itself, I'm not against my religion, okay? I'm just sharing a thought because I'm enlightened by corruption, those things. What do you think? I'm not trying to be bad here, but just like what I'm doing, sharing the Bible, and I'm not getting paid. I have to work 5 days just to sustain the family, but still believe in God, follow God. That's why I'm sharing the word, follow God. I believe that everything belongs to God, everything should go back to God. You know, that's why I still believe in all of that. Sharing your wealth, sharing your money, sharing your time, so that God will be glorified because we live in God's glory. But I'm not called a pastor. I'm just an ordinary nobody. But I do the work of preaching, sharing the Bible. See? So I hope people won't get angry of what I'm saying. I'm just sharing a thought. Because we're talking about jobs that were removed and humanity survived. We can remove things and the church will still survive. It will not fall because it's God's church. It's God's work. No matter, even if I disappear, me, you know, there's no such thing as the religion will shut down. I'm just, a speck in God's plan, in God's work. So each day I just, make sure that try to be as Christian as possible. That's important. Every time I meet people, I make sure that they see Christ in me, my words, my actions, my thoughts. That's very important. And it says here, it's because that's the work of a Christian, right? Mhm. Work for the night is coming. It's actually some Bible verse. Work for the night is come. You see? It says here, I must work the works of him who sent me while it is day. Night is coming when no one can work. So during those days, when it's night, nobody works. But now in our age, there's this graveyard shift. There's this overtime. There's no rest day, right? I mean, during the Bible times, John 9:4, they have rest day, Sabbath, Saturday. But now no rest day. Everybody just want to work Saturday, Sunday. They don't care. But rest days are created for human rejuvenation, human reset. Did you know there's a study in my master's program? I know in the education sector they didn't study this, but in business sector, in master in business administration, we have what we call time in motion. And the perfect time for the productivity of a person is between 7 to 4 and only 5 days based on the study. So if you're working overtime, productivity, efficiency is getting low. And if you work Saturday, Sunday, motivation goes down. That's a study. Master in Business Administration. TQM. It's my subject. Which not everybody knows this because they're accustomed to just working. Imagine me, because of God's blessing, I only work 5 days a week. But still, I'm not going hungry because I respect God's design and there's the Sabbath rest. 2 days off, motivation. During these past 2 months, I really enjoyed the vacation because I know when work comes in this June 8th, and definitely based on my 8 years of teaching, I really work. I really work. I teach. I plan. So that's how it works. So it says here, I must work because there will come a time where you will not work anymore. There will come a time where you're too old to work. Everything has an end in this earth because of sin. Our bodies are corrupted and it becomes weak. And no matter how strong you are, you end up dying 100 years old, the most. So yeah, John 9:4, it's a good verse. It reminds us to be productive now because there will come a time when night comes in, symbolic, you will no longer be able to work. Same true with spreading the God's gospel, God's news. There will come a time where you can no longer read the Bible because letters are too small, or you're too old to conduct Bible study. You're too old to go on missions because you have this disease, you're forgetful, you cannot preach anymore. It happens. That's why the Bible tells us in John 9:4, work for God who sent you while it is still day, while you still have time. That's what it said. Because there will come a time, night coming when no one can work, when there will be no more strength to work. God bless. Have a nice day and hope, you know, this sharing thought would give us something to, think about.